Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're moving way beyond the realm of simple AI tools or, those little chat windows on your screen. We're stepping into a totally new era where you don't just use AI, you actually architect it. Just imagine building your own autonomous digital workforce. I'm talking about an entire tech team that operates in the background, thinking, planning, and doing all your work for you. That is the reality of agentic AI, and it's absolutely changing the entire landscape of how work gets done. So imagine this for a second. What if you could hire a senior researcher, a data analyst, and a copywriter, all for literal pennies a day? And even better, they never sleep, they never take a coffee break, and they work at the sheer speed of computation. We're talking about automating end-to-end, highly complex workflows. Okay, let's dive into this, because understanding the shift from simple algorithms to autonomous teams is literally the most important leap in modern tech right now. To truly grasp this leap, we need to compare the old way with the new paradigm. On one hand, we've got the familiar chatbot. Sure, it answers questions, but it requires constant manual prompting. You basically have to hold its hand every step of the way. But on the other hand, we have the agent. An agent doesn't just talk, it takes action. You give it a high-level goal and you can just walk away. It autonomously extracts data, triggers workflows, and makes decisions based on defined rules. It's exactly the difference between using a simple calculator and delegating a massive project to a super capable employee. Section 1. How AI agents actually think. Let's get into it. So, how do these digital employees actually operate under the hood? If we're going to treat them like the workforce of your new tech company, we've got to understand their cognitive process. And it all starts with agentic reasoning. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is that it's essentially a structured cognitive layer. It allows an AI to interpret a goal, form a plan, take actions, and, crucially, self-correct without you ever needing to step in. We're moving from mere text generation to actual, real decision-making autonomy. This is literally software learning to think on its feet. Let's break down exactly how that thinking happens. It uses a core pattern called the REACT loop, and that stands for reason and act. It works like this. Step 1. The agent observes, mostly by retrieving input from its environment. Step 2. It reasons, proposing an action based on that input. Step 3. It acts, actually executing a tool, like searching the web, querying a database, or even running code. And step 4, it reflects. It evaluates the result before looping right back around. This means your digital employee is incrementally interacting with live tools and thinking through problems dynamically in real time. Now, if you're wondering, hey, what's the actual payoff for this kind of autonomy? Just think about this number, 80%. Recent research shows that when you integrate AI agents with enterprise document processing, like, say, having them autonomously extract and validate data from a mountain of invoices or contracts, it reduces the end-to-end workflow time by over 80%. And for personal productivity agents handling your emails and meeting prep, they're actively saving users 30 to 60 minutes every single day just by eliminating manual context switching. The return on investment here is absolutely massive. Section 2. Giving agents a memory. An employee isn't very useful if they forget everything you tell them the absolute moment a task is done, right? Because large language models are fundamentally stateless by default, we actually have to engineer memory into them. And this brilliantly illustrates the two main types you need to know. First, we have working memory. This is strictly in context. It holds the current task, the immediate thoughts, and then it clears out the second the job is done. Second, we have semantic memory. This is a persistent vector store of facts. Through a process called retrieval augmented generation, or RAG for short, the agent pulls from this long-term memory to access domain-specific knowledge, like your company's tax rates or standard operating procedures, without hallucinating or just making things up. Section 3. Building an AI tech team. So we now have individual agents that can think dynamically and remember important facts. But the real magic happens when they start working together, orchestrating independent agents into collaborative multi-agent systems. Let's move forward and see how this builds in a typical plan and execute workflow. Step 1. A manager, or orchestrator agent, receives your overarching goal and creates a global plan. Step 2, it routes specific tasks to a specialist, like a research agent, who autonomously scours the web or a database. Then Step 3, the orchestrator takes that retrieved data and passes it to a writer agent to draft the final report. You're effectively building a digital corporate hierarchy where managers delegate to highly focused specialists. It's wild. To actually build these teams, developers use specific frameworks. We can compare the big three making waves right now. First up, LangGraph. It uses graph nodes, making it perfect for complex, tightly controlled workflows. Think of it as a strict corporate flowchart where you define every single condition. Second is CrewAI. It's It's role-based. It's kind of like assembling a team of specialized freelancers. You assign them a role, a goal, and a backstory, and they figure out the collaboration themselves. And third, Microsoft's AutoGen. Its architecture is strictly conversational. It's essentially a lively boardroom discussion where agents debate each other and execute code until they reach a solid consensus. Now, if you want to get started quickly, CrewAI is incredibly popular right now. As noted by the Rapid Claw leaderboard, quote, CrewAI optimizes for builder velocity. The role plus goal plus backstory pattern gets a working multi-agent system running in an afternoon, end quote. While it does come with about an 18% token overhead compared to other methods, the trade-off is absolutely worth it for fast prototyping. I mean, simply telling an agent you are a senior research analyst, your goal is to find this data, is just an incredibly fast way to spin up your team. Section 4. The future of AI workflows. As these systems grow from small local scripts to massive enterprise-wide ecosystems, we have to look at the infrastructure holding them all together. To scale these digital workforces, the industry is relying on two major communication standards. First is the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. This is the standardized way agents securely access external tools, APIs, and databases. The second is the Agent-to-Agent, or A2A protocol. This allows different agents, maybe one built by a marketing department and another by logistics, to seamlessly talk to each other, negotiate, and delegate tasks entirely on their own. It creates this amazing interoperable network without centralized human intervention. But with all this unprecedented power comes a very real reality check. As this quote perfectly captures, with the emergence of agentic AI, the blast radius of a successful prompt injection has grown from embarrassing to catastrophic. So the crucial point is this. When a simple chatbot gets hacked, it might just say something inappropriate or silly. But when an autonomous agent gets hacked, an agent that is actively wired to execute Python code, send emails, or query your live production database, well, the stakes are infinitely higher. Implementing strict guardrails, memory checks, and human-in-the-loop approvals isn't just a best practice anymore, it's an absolute structural necessity. We are rapidly moving from a world where we just chat with AI to a world where we orchestrate it to do real, multi-step work. And I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. What will you build now that the marginal cost of an entire digital workforce is effectively zero? The tools to architect your very own autonomous tech team are out there right now, just waiting for you. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope it sparked some big ideas, and I'll see you next time.